I've now had the privilege of experiencing both sides of this coin, having owned an iPhone 6 for 3 years, and now, as of a month ago, a Samsung Galaxy S10. Thanks to this excess in knowledge on the entirety of every phone model, I feel I can confidently call myself a professional phone rater and proclaim my opinion more valid than others. Actually, I'm just going to compare both phones UI because comparing the iPhone 6 to the S10 is like comparing a white guy to a white guy who says the N-word. One is from an enlightened future and the white guy is an outdated model that is going to be left behind. Oops, was that joke too complicated? Get a bigger brain then, or stop watching trashy content. Or maybe just stop being racist.
Surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie. And
say it!
Before we start, quick thanks to this guy for showing some love. I'm gonna give some back, my brother. I will kiss you if we ever meet. Alright, roll the intro. The whole of this video can be summed up as Apple is elegant and reliable, Samsung competent and versatile. Scrolling through my iPhone is smooth and forgiving. Since it's all screen and barely a home button, every swipe and tap of my finger feels like an extension of my will, and I only have to think of it for my iPhone to float towards the place I want. The display is great, the keyboard intuitive and responsive, and the camera is good enough. It's everything you could ask for in a phone, polished and primed to the state of the tech. Even with an older model, I felt I could rely on it, and it might have lasted me another year before I dropped it. When I went looking for a new Samsung phone to try another flavor of tech, I was really tempted by those stupid plain advertisements, the minimal posters. I was tempted to stay with Apple, but actually why? What did these stupid posters even show me? There were no new features, it was the same old iPhone upgraded with slightly better specs. But then I realized that those advertisements worked because they reflected what made Apple appealing. Even though I feel scammed for being sold the same old at a fatter price, the same old is really all you need. If it ain't broke, just improve it. What Apple sells is reliability and elegance. It doesn't need new features. It just needs to keep people thinking that this phone is better than the last one. And all it has to do is upgrade what it already has. No one's gonna care. So this is my first experience with Samsung and I can't complain. The phone looks just as sexy as its counterpart, and honestly, I'm not even lying when I say I like it better. Even though the touchscreen can be a little less intuitive than the iPhones, it's like all it loses out on. The camera is just as good, if not better, than its counterpart model. It's durable AF, and there's nothing to complain about the display. And for what it does lack, it makes up for in versatility. So I guess what we should take away from this is that even though the iPhone is held by everyone as the gold standard for phones, it will always limit itself to just a phone. Samsung always strives to be better. It has had features the iPhone is barely trying to implement now for years. So if you want a good phone and nothing more, sure, go Apple. Be a stupid elitist or whatever. If you're okay learning new things, Samsung will not disappoint.